Hey everybody, it's Brandon, and I'm gonna get right into this video because I've been meaning to do this for a bit because I have this and I want to make sure it doesn't take up any more space in my house, but I have some music gear that I am looking to sell. It's a bit of a rarity for me to downsize on music gear that I own, but it's all for a good reason. It's just the gear that I am looking to sell and is featured in this video is all gear that has served me well, has functioned excellently through the years, but I have just come to the point where I don't really have a use for it now for what I regularly do. In selling this music gear, I'm hoping that it lands with a musician who is able to take what I've already done over the years and even build upon this gear because music gear is great. As of the day of this video going up on YouTube and Facebook, this music gear will be all online through listings through my store page on Reverb.com. I'm only going to have these listings on Reverb, so please be sure to check in the description of this video or in the comments for a link to my store page so you can see the listings. I'm only having these listings on Reverb.com specifically because it'll be easy for me to track if this music gear ends up in the hands of someone, say within my local area of Metro Denver, or even across the country in the United States, or maybe across the world somewhere else. Either way, and again, it'll be easy for me to track for records and shipments and all that. There are some other important stipulations about how I am selling this music gear. Namely, number one, I am offering local pickup for any Denver area musicians who would like to come out to my house or see my nice little cozy home studio here and check out the gear for yourself in person. We can certainly arrange for that strictly on the DMs of Reverb.com through the corresponding listing for each item. Number two, I am not interested in doing trades for other music gear with anything that's featured in this video. This is all gear that is for sale for money. Number three, and as I've already kind of mentioned, I'm only doing business through Reverb.com, not taking any Facebook DMs or anywhere else, comments on videos otherwise. There is a guest checkout feature, or if you want to, or if you already have an account set up on Reverb, you can purchase through there. Number four, I am offering a 30-day return. I don't expect anything to go sour for you, but hey, if something does, things happen, certainly we can arrange for a return and we'll take care of it then. Number five, and where applicable, I will include specification information on each piece of music gear as I can. Some of these, like the instruments, obviously are gonna have a lot more details from like manufacturers and the like. The others, as I will note, are just gonna be some more miscellaneous things that aren't, so tech heavy. Number six, if you have any other particular questions that I have not otherwise stated here in this video, please certainly get in touch with me. I'll be happy to communicate with you and we'll figure out what we need to do there. And with that all out of the way, let's get into the music gear that I am looking to sell, starting with this instrument here. This is an Ibanez SRH505F fretless 5-string bass. This bass comes at a typical 34-inch scale length and currently has a set of Ernie Ball flat wound 5 strings. I'll put the specific pack here on screen. That's what I've strung this bass with and what I continue to use it with. Obviously, this bass does not work on a traditional pickup system like you would normally see 2 or 3 whatever pickups bulging out of the bass here. This works on a piezo pickup seated underneath the bridge. And what's really cool about this little piezo is, I'll put a picture here on screen, there are little screws on the back of the bass that you can adjust for each individual string if you need to, say, adjust a certain string for a certain volume or the like. It's really simple on controls. Only thing you have is a master volume and a tone knob. This bass does require a 9-volt battery seated in the back in a little compartment so that the active electronics on this instrument can function. Other than that, nothing really crazy going on with this instrument. Though I will note, there are some quality of life improvement mods I have done on this instrument that made my life much better when playing the instrument and probably will make your life better too. Your little thumb rest there if you need that. That I've drilled into the bass and mounted, which is really great if you like to rest your thumb somewhere, because otherwise this bass does not come with a thumb rest stock. There is a Dunlop pick holder. That's just something that I do on all of my instruments pretty much. You can take that off as you need it and it will not leave any residue. But if you do like playing fretless bass with picks for any reason, you have that there and you can slot in about 3 picks. There is also a Dunlop strap lock system that I've mounted on this particular instrument. So once you get your strap or your guitar strap mounted into this little device here and then clip it onto the bass, your strap's not going anywhere. You can go wild with this and it's not gonna fly off your body randomly. Lastly, another thing that does not come stock on this instrument, I have actually put little glow dot markers on each of the corresponding fret dots. Personally, I found that a lot easier to work with under dark lighting, but again, like the pick holder, you can remove these little glow dots as well, and they will not leave any sticky residue. And for anyone interested in hearing what this bass sounds like, let me give you a little demonstration. The next item on my for sale list is what you just heard in that demonstration. It's this big old bass amp right here. Specifically, it is made by Acoustic, and it is the model BN3115. I believe this is a model that is now discontinued by Acoustic, but I have one. This right here was my first ever big boy bass amp, and I've owned it since about 2018, and it has seen numerous action through numerous gigs and is still rocking to this day. It's a 300 watt combo bass amp with a 1x15 inch speaker. And also, there's a lot of controls going on here, so I'll put some additional pictures and the like, and you can also check the listing. You have a volume pad, a compressor, an overdrive, even some options for going or adding some super lows and super highs to your tone as it's labeled on this amp. And then of course your good old master volume and gain. The one unfortunate thing I will note with this particular amp is there is a mute switch on here. All of the other knobs and switches function just perfectly fine. The mute switch, however, let me play just an open E here for you and you'll hear this. So open E. Now if I turn the switch on, that's the only thing that's wrong with this particular amp. I bought it used from Guitar Center back in 2018. That was the only switch that didn't work on it, was that mute button. Though, again, I don't know how many people may be using those on a regular basis, but I would avoid using the mute button if you do intend to purchase this particular amp. But again, otherwise, works perfectly fine. With that noted, this amplifier has not in any way been modified in terms of electronics. However, the one quality of life thing that is on this amp that does not come stock with it, that I know you will enjoy if you buy this amp, is that it has wheels on the bottom. Yep, I mounted some casters on the bottom of this particular amp, and of course, naturally, that made my life gigging with this particular amp so much easier, and of course, it will make that easier for you. I should also mention you do get two 3.5mm jacks here on this side of the amp. One is for headphones, so if you want to plug this amp in but not power the speaker and then just play into your headphones, you can easily do that. And then also if you want to connect a computer, iPod, phone, the like, into this amp and play music out of it as a speaker as well. And there's an auxiliary input if you want to plug in, say, your phone, a laptop, an MP3 player, and run music out of that as well to play along to. I'll give you a little further demonstration on this amp, not using the fretless bass this time, just one of my other Yamahas that I have here. The next and last instrument I have on my for sale docket is this little ukulele here. This is a ukulele made by Amahi. It comes in this really cool cello burst finish and also kind of cello body style. Not really a whole lot to say on this particular instrument in terms of overall specifications, but I will note there is another Dunlop pick holder here. If you have picks and like to play ukulele with picks, you can certainly use that and keep that there. If you want to take it off, again, no sticky residue. I do have a strap on this ukulele already, and I'll leave that on there because I really don't have a place for it otherwise, so you'll have a free strap to go with that as well. I also have the kind of rigid soft case that this instrument came with, and I will put that in the listing as well, so this isn't its own separate thing. This will be with the ukulele. I'll also blow this up on screen here. You do also get an onboard electronic system with this ukulele. There is a pickup system in here. I believe it's also a piezo, so the pickup itself should be seated right under the bridge. But you do get controls for treble, mids, bass, and volume. Also with that, there's an onboard tuner, and the whole package is powered by a little coin battery that seats into a slot right next to the output jack. One thing I will note about this instrument, and that I will advise you to do if you do buy this, is get a new set of ukulele strings. These little clear strings, I forget which brand they are. I had replaced them from the original band, which were kind of those white, I think nylon kind of style strings. The white nylon strings compared to these clear ones held tuning so much better consistently, but otherwise there's functionally nothing wrong with the tuning machines. And for the last part of this video, I'm just gonna go over some other miscellaneous items that, again, not really tech specific, but just things that I have that are taking up too much space, and I would love to see them go to someone who maybe needs them more. I am really overloaded on guitar cases right now, so there's a number of different guitar cases on my Reverb page that I'm selling, ranging from soft padded to soft rigid. Nothing is wrong with any of these cases in any particular way. These are all just the cases that, after deciding which ones I wanted to keep, these are the ones that I really don't need. And that's gonna do it for this video. That is all the items that I'm selling in this little batch here, and also trying this in video format. But again, if you do have any particular questions about anything I am selling, please certainly do let me know. I am really easy to get a hold of and I will respond to you accordingly. And as I've overstated enough at this point, all the sales are going to be conducted only on Reverb.com. This particular video, again, is just going out on Facebook and YouTube, just to get the word out. But as I also mentioned, I will include additional links to information about specifications for any of the gear in this video where applicable. And with all that said, I hope you enjoyed this detour onto the Brandon Tate shopping channel, and I'll see you in the next video.